Shaykh was supposed to give a speech. He's graciously asked me to do it in light of the fact that most of us speak English. We have an English speech instead of an Arabic speech. So thank you for him for the consideration for all of us. I want to just take the moment to expand a little bit on the talk I was giving earlier. There are a few points I wanted to share that I think would be enlightening in general. So we're speaking about environmental consciousness, and I wanted to emphasize on the fact that there are certain things within the Sharia that kind of put a certain pressure on us and change our consciousness in such a way that we are encouraged to think in a way that's very much in line with popular thinking on environmental issues. And it gives us, like, understanding these things gives us a greater appreciation for the wisdom that Allah has used in developing the Sharia that we are obliged to follow. So two points that I can think of. One is, if you think of the fact that we have to pay khums, right? We have to pay khums on any expenditures that we have that are in excess of our need. Right? The fact that we have to spend khums, pay khums on excess of our need pushes us, puts a little bit of a pressure in the back of our head to tell us that if I'm going to spend in a way that's beyond my need level, then I'm going to be liable for 20% tax on all of those things. So it's permissible, I can do it, right? I can spend beyond what I need. If I have more money than what I need, I can spend it, buy those commodities, and that's fine, but then I'm liable for khums. And the way our mentality is, we don't like to pay taxes, right? And so Allah has put this tax in place to act as a negative, a deterrent, basically, from living outside of our means. And that gives us this extra motivation to kind of, first of all, think, what is it that is my need? What is the level of myself and my family, how much they actually need to live, not bare subsistence. That's not the level that he's trying to hold us to. That's very hard for most of us to live at. But it can be a reasonable need according to our social standing, according to our normal needs in life, including things like vacations, including things like entertainment. Those are also part of our needs in Allah's eyes. Those are khums deductible. But the fact that he's put khums on things more than that, luxury items and things like that puts a deterrent and helps us to focus ourselves and live in a way that's sustainable. Not saying, I have this much money so I should spend it even though I don't need it, but rather saying, first determine that I need this much. Let me spend that much, and whatever I have in excess, let me find something better to do with it. Whether it's investing it, whether it's giving it as charity, setting up institutions, but doing something that's more useful, not simply spending it because I have it. There's a second part of the Sharia that also speaks towards this. Sometimes we wonder, we live in an economy that puts such a high value to usury, to riba, right? Interest-based lending. That is the foundation of our economy. And without that, it's even hard to understand how we could possibly live. And this is diametrically opposed to our Islamic values. Right? The Quran speaks about riba in some of the strongest terms that it speaks about any sort of sin. And if you look at the manifestation of that in our fiqh, we're not allowed to have anything to do with any part of a rabawi transaction. Right? So, working as the accountant who, records a transaction that involves riba is not permissible. It's like you can't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So one of the things that this teaches, one of the things that usurious loans, interest-based loans give us the mentality of is that I can live beyond my means. If I'm held to only spend what's in my pocketbook, then I'm limited. I have to have real cash in my pocket. Right? So what I can earn, that's as much as I can spend. And even for tomorrow, I have to plan for tomorrow too, because I may have money now. If I spend it all today, then what will I have left tomorrow? So I have to plan a lot better if I only can rely on what's in my own pocketbook. But if now you're willing to lend me money that I don't have, then that gives me the ability to spend beyond my means. And in fact, it incentivizes that. Right? And if I can spend beyond my means, I'm going to start thinking about all the things I could buy, I'd like to buy, without really considering whether I should buy it, whether I need to buy it. And it's the heart and soul of a consumerist economy that promotes living beyond our means in a way that's unsustainable. And we end up with the kind of extravagance that we have now, especially in this season, on this particular day, right? The state's become a consumerist heaven, where the culture has kind of usurped religion, a religious kind of event, made it into a consumerist event, and in such a way that even sickens the religious Christians themselves, right? It's made Christmas into this consumerist heaven, mainly because you can spend with a credit card, you can spend with loans what you wouldn't otherwise be able to spend. So we have these kinds of parts of the Sharia that inculcate us with these values of living within our means, living in a sustainable way. That's very much in keeping with, and it should be an inspiration for living in a way that's much more environmentally friendly, sustainable, and if we do all that, we'll live more Islamic life as well. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.